Hello, everyone. Today is Saturday, February 17th, 2024, at 9:48 a.m. in the morning. Um, so I was able, somebody helped me with enough money that I was trying to get, like, if possible, like $400 for a week in a motel. So somebody helped me with that. But, excuse me, the motels that I've tried to, well, I try to call before I show up because, um, I'm in an area where they have a bus line, but it's not as frequent as some of the other bus routes. So, I mean, I would have had to like walk an hour or so to the next bus stop, or I don't know, but walk a long time and then get ride three more buses to get to this hotel or that hotel or whatever. So I called. Well, I know I can't go to the that extended stay hotel that I checked out of, and I I couldn't even resolve the issue or couldn't contact anyone, or to try to get things straightened out. And it seems like after you expose gang stalking, they make sure you don't get any closure or anything resolved or to talk things out or work things out. you know so so I don't know. I couldn't even reach customer service or anything. So I tried to call around motels, and it's either nobody was answering their phones, like the $400 a week motels that I was hoping to get into. Um, it's either nobody answered their phones, or they were all booked, and they were either all booked and had like no rooms, or nobody was answering their phone. So I had to get a regular hotel, and the most I was able to get was I had like almost enough for 4 nights, but the most I was able to get was 3 nights. You know, and then Monday night is supposed to be cold as well, but I might have like some funds left over to and if somebody could meet me like partially, or halfway or whatever, for enough for one more night, for like Monday night. Well, I mean, I tried as best as I could. I tried what I could, um, to try to like find a motel or another extended stay for $400, and either nobody answered their phone, or they were all booked. So when I got this hotel, excuse me, after work last night, um, they said that you know, like they said that the rooms were almost all booked up. So I guess I got kind of lucky and was able to get a room. But I saw a few rooms around that they still had you know some unused rooms, that rooms that weren't booked. So I'm thankful and glad I was able to get me much better sleep last night. But when I got in this bed, I'm like, wow, this bed is like hard and uncomfortable. But I was able to sleep pretty good. Well, it wasn't uncomfortable, but like it's hard, kind of hard, But I was able to sleep good, and I still feel tired. I still feel like I need more sleep. So maybe it has something to do with the leg swelling, but maybe it has something to do with the leg swelling, but um, well, like when I finally get a hotel room and or something and finally can sleep, the swelling in my legs go down. But when I'm on the streets, um, and especially if I can't have anywhere to lay down or anywhere to go to sleep, my legs end up being they end up swelling up. And the more days I'm on the streets, that's the worse my legs swell up. You know, and sometimes like when I had whatever sleep spot in Pensacola, with if I was able to sleep, with being homeless, then on the nights that I would be sleep deprived, the nights that the perps will sleep deprive me, um, my legs will swell up. But then once I start um, sleeping better, then the swelling go down, you know. But last night I kept on having to pee like very often between last night and this morning. But my urine came out clear, and it seemed like as if they were forced urinating me, where I nearly didn't make it to the toilet successfully, but I mean I did, but came so close to peeing on myself trying to run to the bathroom because of the forced urination or whatever. But um I mean I was I'm surprised that despite being cold all night, um I was still able to get me some sleep. But um yeah, the air conditioner worked with no problem, but the heater setting wouldn't work, or it wouldn't work properly. And in the when I try to take a shower, the water didn't get like hot, and then the drainage of the bathtub, and they have two sinks in here. The bathtub and the sink, um, the the bathtub and one of the sinks drain slowly, you know, and thankfully I can get the opportunity. Hopefully. Well, there's an opportunity I can finally get my clothes washed, and I was trying to save some of my lavender oil soap for laundry. Whenever I could get to do laundry, and I just need to get cash and get the coins to get to do laundry. You know, but so I am very tired. Um, you know, but it seems like um well, I mean, I haven't seen Miss Phyllis. The last time I saw her at the job was Sunday, last Sunday, and I didn't see her all week. But the other female manager, I saw her for a brief moment yesterday, but she was gone mostly all week as well, from what I know. I don't know if they were there Monday or Tuesday, but So the general manager, Mr. Jeff, had been there like all week this week. And damn, like I don't think he likes me. I really don't think he likes me. And like I've been there for a week, and already um like yesterday it seems like as if he was trying to change things around or tell me things or you know say stuff to try to manipulate for me to want to quit, or basically trying to tell me um trying to make changes to deliberately and on purpose try to make my job harder so that he can get manipulate for me to quit. Why would you do that to a homeless person that's struggling? Somebody that's homeless and disabled. You a man and I'm a woman, and you trying to you know deliberately make things harder for me. So as they got a lot of gang stalkers and Freemasons that go there to go eat. I realized that, you know, and he might be a Mason. Excuse me, they making my eye itch. He might be one, you know. So it's like even some of the other coworkers. I'm glad that they have some, few coworkers that got my back. I mean, against me being harassed and everything. They said that, and I'm like, well, one of the first things I got, was anti-harassment, anti-bullying, whatever, paperwork about all these anti-harassment, anti-bullying policies. And, so yesterday evening for dinner was the first time I didn't get really picked on or harassed, about, oh, damn, girl, you eating again? Oh, whatever. I'm glad that they didn't make those comments. But they had this one lady, co-worker, excuse me, I don't know if I saw her before, but that's the first time I think I saw her. And she was serving the food, and she got an attitude with me. Kind of rude, And I was trying to ask, are you okay? But she tried to swear up and down that she was all right, But yeah, I think that Mr. Jeff doesn't want me to work there, or I think he's trying to get me to quit or something. And like, well, if I'm told that I do he didn't tell me, but other workers or whatever, if they told me I do my job really good or whatever, then why would, if I'm quiet and do my job, I don't know, why would you want to get rid of me, or trying to bully me off the job, or try to manipulate for me to quit? But they do this to the target all the time, And so, well, as far as work performance, Mr. Jeffrey never really told me anything, about if my work is good or if it's bad or if it's mediocre or if I need to change this or whatever. But I told y'all about that man, Mr. Ray, that's the co-worker who they told to train me just that one day, and all it took was a couple of minutes for him to show me how to roll up the silverware, and then I was on my own, but Mr. Ray was off from work yesterday, and I was able to have some peace, but he would be like the loudmouth, and could never get any doggone peace. And Thursday he was doing a lot of whistling, you know, and it's like I was already agitated and upset about that hotel incident, and it's like one of the last things I need to hear is just freaking noise, because it's gonna agitate and trigger me even more. So, but every 5 minutes, you know, Mr. Ray would come and peep in and, you know, try to act like he thinks he's the manager by saying, "Oh, looking good, looking good. Oh, you're doing good, or whatever." Excuse me. But certain narcissistic people, you can't even take them seriously. You know, it'd be the people with narcissistic personalities that would tell me that they think I'm full of light or a beautiful soul or whatever, and then after they betray and turn against me, then I'm every demon in the book when they mad at me. But he was trying to tell me Thursday, trying to butter me up, trying to tell me that he thinks I'm a beacon of light and the fresh air and all that. But if we got into an argument, oh, I'm the worst demon. We didn't, but I'm just saying that this is how a lot of narcissistic people, how they operate, especially the ones that pretend to be all spiritual and everything. So he told me that, try to butter me up and tell me that, that he thinks I'm a beacon of light and a breath of fresh air and stuff. But, I mean, but I think at one point Thursday, I tried to tell him something, and he seemed like he kind of blew me off or got an attitude with me or whatever. But yeah, so earlier in the day, Miss Dakota was nice and fake nice or fake friendly or whatever. But then after I got off from work and tried to get dinner, what she did was, um, I was in a rare mood for some lemonade, because I usually like almost like all I would drink is water. So I just wanted to have some lemonade. I don't even drink the sodas out of the fountain or the drink machine or whatever, because I don't want to be I don't want to be addicted to drinking sodas or whatever. So I just try to practice to drink mostly water, or if like on my own, just any day. Excuse me, they don't have fruit juice over there, but for breakfast sometimes I might have fruit juice or milk or both, at whatever restaurant. But at this restaurant, they have the fountain drinks, and look like they got milk and coffee. I mean, I'm sorry, not coffee. Maybe no, I don't think they have coffee. I meant to say they have milk and tea and lemonade and stuff, and fountain drinks. So I just wanted to try the lemonade, and it might be that country time lemonade mix or whatever, but it's surely not you know pure natural lemonade, like squeeze lemon and then put some sugar or whatever and then just water. No, I think it's that chemical lemonade, the chemical store bought lemonade powder or something, you know. So when I try to get me some lemonade, um I was trying to tell Miss Dakota the that I was like, are y'all sure this is lemonade? It looked like water, you know. And I wasn't sure if it was lemonade or if they got low. But when I tried to tell her that that I try to get some ice, and I'm like, well, Miss Dakota, there's no ice in the in the machine. And so she said, "There's no ice in the machine." I said, "No, there's no ice in the machine." She's like, "Well, you gotta tell me stuff like that." I'm like, "Well, I just did." Like, she's trying to be argumentative. I just did. I just told you. Just told you. I just noticed, and I just told you that it seemed like they didn't have ice in the machine. You know. So, and she's like, you know, uh, I mean, she's the lady that's the cashier. I can't avoid her or stay away from her because you got to go to her because she's the cashier. You know, and the other cashier is extremely friendly and sweet and nice and respectful and everything. And so then when I tried to get the lemonade and it looked like it was just I wasn't sure how much they had up in there or if it was just water or whatever. And so there were customers like right behind me, and Miss when trying to like how when they have the thing where you can pull the lever up or you can pull it down to for the drink to come out. You could do it either way, pull it up or push it down or whatever. And so Miss Dakota publicly humiliated me in front of the customers, and the customers acting like flying monkeys when she's the chief narc, and the customers made it like as if they thought I was slow and retarded also. So she got rude with me and said like in the nastiest way, "Push it down!" Like yelling at me, telling me push it down the lever for the for the like as if I'm stupid and lack common sense. She's so harsh and abusive, and I told y'all that be the devil worshiper that be throwing up all the satanic hand signs and everything. And she's like, you never know when she's gonna be fake friendly one moment and a bitch the next. Her and Miss Phyllis, they both like that. You know, so people who just rude for power and not because they're in a bad mood, like motherfucker, y'all like this like every damn time, you know. But the manager, Mr. Troy, he's not really that bad, but sometimes I get the feeling that I wonder if he thinks I'm annoying or if he thinks I get on his nerves or something. But other than that, he don't seem like he's that bad really. But I kind of hardly see him. I don't even see him a whole lot. That's the one that hired me. But Mr. Jeff though, it seems like he's the general manager, and there's another manager, that's a smaller white man. Um, I see him like 2 or 3 times a week, I guess, and I don't know his name though, but he seems like he's nice. But I make sure to get my work done, you know, but I mean, I try, but like yesterday when I tried to use one of the carts to put the dust, I mean, what do you call it? The bus tub full of the silverware on this cart. And the cart was very dirty. And I was confused about whether or not to take it. And Mr. Jeff was right there. And he questioned me about why I looked confused or lost or something, you know. Excuse me. And um, so I went to take the, but I guess he didn't have a problem with. He wanted me to just put the thing on a, because I was not lost, but a little bit confused about if he wanted me to wash the cart off because it was very dirty. Because the other lady manager, she I think it was Sunday, she got on my case really heavy because, well, I mean, I didn't make it dirty, but she wanted the the whole, she wanted to be hosed. I mean, the hosed and cleaned off. Excuse me, but I mean, so that's why I was confused yesterday because I'm like, well, how do I go about getting this cart cleaned off? You know, because my first day there, my first day of work, Mr. Jeff was there and the cart was dirty and he didn't care. He just put the dog on, you know, silverware from the dirty cart and put that bus tub on top of another bus tub of silverware, and I was like, ew. But yesterday, when Mr. Jeff tried to talk to me, like when in the middle of him talking to me, a particle of food had flew. I don't know if he was aware, but a particle of food flew from his mouth into the whole thing of the fork spot of the silverware, the clean silverware, like gross. So what he was trying to do was okay, if people have been rolling silverware sitting down all this time, why does he wait until after a week after I'm working there to come and tell me that they're going to change the rules and that they're going to take the chairs out and that they're going to take the chairs out and that I will no longer be able to sit down and roll the silverware, or that I would have to start rolling the silverware standing up and at another position at another spot. And then he said, well, if you wanted to, if you needed to, if you had any medical issues, then you have to go to a doctor and get a doctor's note. And then he's like, well, it's unfair to all the other workers that, that the silverware people get to sit down or whatever. And they're like, this, you're just trying to manipulate for me to quit. Why? How long have y'all been letting the silverware people sit down? And it was never an issue. It was never an issue. But because Candy is working, it's unfair to other workers. And I'm wondering, what Freemason went and brainwashed and told him to come and harass and fuck with me like that? Even Mr. Raymond, Mr. Ray was sitting down. When I walked up in there, he was sitting down. And anybody who would roll the silverware, they sit down in that back room. But all of a sudden, the rules change when the target gets there as a way of workplace mobbing to try to get me to quit. Why don't y'all leave when people say leave well enough alone? Or just leave things be? The ones who, how is it unfair to others when it seems like the lowest paid position? If the other positions, if they, I don't know, the other positions, if they get paid higher and they get more work hours. Like the people who cook at the front, they don't come, they work from 11 to 8 and get there just about 40 hours a week. And I don't know exactly how much they get paid though to serve the food. But I would, if I mean, it's good that I'm in the back and by myself and away from everybody, because if I was in the front serving the food, and I would be amongst other coworkers, they would definitely workplace mob me or bully me or gang up on me or pick on me, harass me, or I'm doing XYZ that's wrong, you know. But I'm surprised that excuse me, about half of the workers there seem like they're nice, supportive, or whatever, and they seem like they're, very decent people, you know. So I'm glad it's not everybody that try to pick on me, try to harass me. It's mainly the damn managers. And it's like I try to be a good worker. Try to put my best foot forward. Trying to work and trying to get pull myself, out of my situation. But it's like, why you trying to drive me to quit, or why you trying to make things harder for me? I say I get the swelling in my legs and everything, you know, and Mr. Jeff wouldn't even let me fully explain myself. And so he said, well, if I told another manager about this, then, they would say that, oh, Candy has swollen legs. Oh, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not allowed to diagnose that. So you have to go get a doctor's note, even though your legs will be visibly swollen, but I can't diagnose that or whatever. It's like, I'm wondering, why can't y'all just leave me alone or just let things be? You know. But if the changes were made, or if I would have went there and, you know, and if it was from like that from the get-go, that you got to stand at this spot or whatever, then that would have been a little more understandable. But the fact that, I came there, and for at least a minimum of like over a week, I've been, sit down and roll the silverware. The job gets done, you know. And so it's like the job gets done. And so I don't see any reason like why y'all even the other co-workers thought that what Mr. Jeff did was like pretty messed up. You know. And it seems like, I don't know if I even heard of this excuse me, I heard that, even some of the previous silverware people, if they couldn't tolerate being ganged up on or bullied, or I guess workplace mob, then they end up quitting. But, why is it unfair to others when Candy sits down and rolls up the silverware? But you didn't have a problem with Mr. Ray or Miss Jane or anybody else. Not yesterday, but the previous Friday, Miss Jane sat with me and rolled up some of the silverware. But yesterday I saw her serving the food on the line yesterday, But it's good, for me to be at the back and, mostly working, not totally by myself, because I work amongst the dishwashers, and, so, yeah, I know Mr. Jeff, is intentionally trying to do that to, make my job harder and try to manipulate for me to quit, or try to make me feel bad. Because twice, even it was Thursday evening, when I tried to buy the dinner after I got off from work, and I was in the middle of talking to him, and he did it again. mid conversation, he try to make me feel worthless and try to elevate for the customers to feel more important when I was already talking to him. Excuse me, and I was trying to ask him about the bottles of getting me some bottles of water, you know. And so it's like I'm trying to stick with it. And everybody's saying, don't quit, don't quit, you know. But you know, narcissistic abuse is how you got that, and selling your soul is how you get that position as general manager. You know, and you wonder how somebody could do a dishwashing job for 30 years and never get a raise, never get promoted because they never sold out. And sometimes certain people just, you know, tolerate the same abuse from that same job for like 40 years or so. You know, you're 60 years old still washing dishes from when you were like 19, 20 years old. You know, and tolerating abuse and all that, you know. Oh, they figure, oh, you're retarded or mentally slow or whatever, so you're easy pushover. Excuse me. So when people with narcissistic personalities, they just rage at you for no reason and publicly humiliate and make you feel bad. And as I said, Miss Dakota, they give her like the most hours. She get that full time, like 40, just about 40 hours a week. And I doubt if she's getting paid just $11 an hour. But I don't even know how long she been there or how much experience she got or whatever. But all I know is, how are you a cashier? And look, I mean, I was new and she was rude to me when I went to come and eat over here. I mean, you know, eat at the job. I mean, before I became employed, you know, I was a customer and I went to go eat. And then I saw the now hiring sign and they say, you know, apply today and work tomorrow. But no, I didn't get to work the next day. But yeah, it after 2 days, you know, that's when they put, you know, put me on schedule to start to work, you know. Not the next day, but two more days, you know. But Miss Dakota, like I was a customer, she was pretty rude then, you know. So like she was rude like when I first met her, like when I was a customer and went to after I ate and then I went to pay for my food and I tried to ask her, you know, about trying to get the job or whatever. She was rude then. She had to act like talk to me with an attitude then, you know. But I mean, I'm surprised there aren't a lot of customer complaints about her, or if she just saw me off first sight and just single me out and treat me like that. And look, they got all those old people that come there, you know. So, I mean, they got all those elderly people that go there, and she looked like she's in her 60s, to be honest. She could be 70 years old, I don't know. But she looked like she's at between 65 and 70 years old. And she'd be like so rude, you know. Excuse me. But, you know, the way she humiliated me in front of that couple that was, they were customers and they were right behind me. And she was like, push it down! You know, yelling at me and humiliating me and made me feel so bad, you know. So, but anyway, though, I would hate, to not be there much longer, or if anything could happen even today. Hope not, but for something to even happen today where I just got that damn job and I no longer work there. So yesterday, um, one of the other coworkers, um, when he saw me yesterday, he said, "I thought you quit." And I'm like, "Oh no, I didn't quit." I mean, at first I didn't understand what he was saying, but I'm like, "Oh no." He said, "I thought you had quit." I said, "No, I didn't quit." You know, but I mean, I don't even know if the longer I stay there, the worse things is gonna get. But I don't understand why they have so many mean people in this world. Well, you don't have to be mean. You don't have to be abusive. You don't have to be cruel. You know. Um. But they have. I'm glad that there are a few people who are really nice. At the job. You know, that respect me as a real human being. You know. Excuse me. But and Mr. Jeff, was sometimes like, I think there was a point in time yesterday when I was trying to get my my I don't remember if it was lunch or dinner, you know, and Mr. Jeff, he had an attitude with me and made it like as if I was in his way, you know, like as if I'm a pest or something. And I'm like, well, you ain't got to worry about me no more. But me being targeted and blacklisted, you know, it won't be so quick or easy for me to find another job. But anybody else, you know, like a couple of the coworkers say, fuck a job, I could always get another one. But not with me, not with Candy Grand Prix. Nope. But as I said, Mr. Jeff has given like a bad, gave me a. I don't want to say that the new age terms, um, like, but I'll just say that Mr. Jeff has like rubbed me the wrong way since the first day I met him, or since day one, But I mean, it makes it when you have like asshole coworkers or bosses, especially, you know, um, it does make it harder to perform, even when you go to school, college, or whatever. Excuse me, having an abusive college professor, it also affects your performance and your grades and motivation, and stuff like that. So, but anyway, um, I didn't have breakfast this morning. I didn't know that they had like a breakfast. Um, but I figured if they just had like a little pastry and coffee or whatever, I just didn't bother. But I heard that they had like cereal and stuff. Like, well, if I would have known that, I would have gone to eat breakfast this morning at this hotel. But um, you know, but I I guess tomorrow on Monday I will eat the breakfast and you know, but it was raining this morning as well. I'm thankful and glad to, be off the streets and not have to be in the rain. And I'm glad I didn't have to be out in the rain. And and then they said it's supposed to be freezing temperatures tonight and tomorrow night, and still be cold on Monday night. But then the rest of the week, it looks like it's supposed to be dry and warmer. But I was disappointed because I was hoping to get like a whole week in a motel, and I didn't get to do that because they said they either ignored my calls or didn't answer, or they would say that the rooms are full. And then so now I have to spend like Monday night. Monday is supposed to be bothersome cold. I have to spend um, Monday, Monday night through, you know, through next paycheck, I guess, to, or unless I were to get some extra help, you know. But other than that, I would have to be on the streets, um, for like a week and a half or so, another week and a half struggling. And so, I mean, already I have been trying to look for other job opportunities. If they would just leave me alone and, let me roll up the silverware like I've been doing, you know, sitting down and, and if they didn't have the managers being so mean and and the coworkers picking on me, or the managers picking on me or whatever, um things could work out. I've been motivated, been trying to be motivated to try as best as I knew how, or the best way I could, to be a good worker and a hard worker, and try, to do my job correctly, and help other people, but they are being oppressive, and you know we're being targeted. This is a way that they reduce your income and keep you struggling. But and then at that in town suites, the other hotel, um, that Shanice person, she screwed up my opportunity where if I could have continued to work at this job and then stay there for a month, or stay month to month, I could have just, I mean, I could have had everything, made, I could have, like, starting like the end of this month or next month, I could have stayed, had enough to stay, like, with the job or whatever, stay a whole month, and not have anything to worry about, just stay in that hotel for a month, and then work and continue, trying to save up for the next month to stay there and continue staying there. But she fucked that up by, perping and gang stalking and practicing witchcraft and being rude and having an attitude and playing psychological games, you know. So it's like that hotel thing got messed up. And, now Mr. Jeff himself is trying to ruin. He's not the only one, but, you know, he's trying to ruin it for me with the job. You know, what they said, create a hostile work environment. But I was feeling so depressed yesterday. That I had. I mean, and it's like I be like I be feeling like afraid, like be afraid of getting in trouble or getting punished or getting yelled at. You know, I mean, unprovoked. I was like, minding my business, doing my job, doing my work, rolling up the silverware. Earlier in the day was very busy. You know, and I was working, and then, you know, sometime in the afternoon after lunch, maybe closer to the evening, the silverware is slowed down a lot, you know. But I was consistent with being very busy earlier in the day, just rolling up, despite being sleep deprived and hardly having much any sleep. And you know, and so Mr. Jeff came in there and started to try to tell me about, the changes that will be made. And then he said, not right now, but he said sometime in the future or whatever. I'm like, why y'all doing that to me? And he told me that I would have to work at another spot that he said was the original silverware rolling station. You know, and I said, well, I don't feel comfortable over there. And like with my OCD and everything, I don't feel comfortable over there at that spot. That's where they put the trash. They have the trash cans over there. I wouldn't feel really comfortable over there. I'm comfortable right here. You know, but like, but why just come harass me like that for no reason, and trying to run me off the job because you don't like me, and you're trying to make me suffer and struggle even harder. And then like me taking so much shit from being bullied and harassed by the managers or coworkers, or feel like everybody ganging up on you, and then me being homeless, and then dealing with online gang stalking, and then after the shit that happened with the hotel, I'm surprised I haven't verbally lashed out or cussed nobody out or had a meltdown or a crying spell or anything like that. Have like an emotional meltdown, or cried or went off or got mad and threw something, or had like an outburst or something, you know. But I'm trying as best as I could to hold it together and not lose my temper, or not lash out, or not have a meltdown or anything, or not just say fuck it, I quit. I'm sick of this shit. But I think I would have to deal with Mr. Ray today, you know, being fucking annoying, and you know, I mean, well, I mean, I was like at so much peace without him trying to check in on me every 5 minutes. Oh, you're doing good. You're doing good. Like, just leave me alone. Trying to act like you think you're the manager. So, feels like Mr. Ray, he's just a coworker, but he's old enough to be my dad, but he's just a coworker. But feel like him breathing down my neck, like micromanaging me, and checking up on my performance or whatever. You're not the manager, you're not the boss. Excuse me. So, but I mean, I can't believe that Mr. Jeff, the general manager, has been a big problem. Him and Miss Phyllis, or they're my biggest. And him, Miss Phyllis, and Miss Dakota. Excuse me. Then like Miss Dakota's not a manager either. She's just a cashier, but they're the biggest. They're the biggest bullies and the biggest problem for me. Miss Phyllis this past Sunday. I was this close. Well, I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to do that. I was this close. I was not trying to do one eye symbolism. Excuse me, but I was so close to I was so close to I almost did quit Sunday this past Sunday. I almost did quit. And my eyes filled up with tears like I was on the verge of crying. So, I mean, I almost had a meltdown, you know. But, excuse me, but Mr. Jeff is kind of weird. And he's like rude, you know. So, I mean, and then like certain employment you can't even get because they want you with some, you know, 3 professional references or 3 work references, and you being targeted in workplace mob, they'll put in a bad word for you, and they'll make sure that you can never get that nice high paying job because they spoke poorly of you with that low wage part time job. And you can never advance, you know. And so that's why certain jobs that they say it's a high turnover, you know, and it's like I'm trying to make myself stay a longer time, but it seems like they're trying to force me out of there. And that's what people say, that place is you know, a lot of people find it nostalgic from the 90s and stuff, and memories, good memories of going there or whatever. But I eat excuse me, I'm in a hotel, and I mean right now either the hotel or the streets. So I don't have pots and pans or food at home or whatever to cook. So of course, how else would I get get a way to eat? So I mean, they have it discounted half price if you're working, and even though like on rare occasions I've had certain items that tasted really good, but for the most part, a lot of the customers are elderly people, you know. So that might be why they don't put a whole lot of seasoning or salt or flavor in their foods or whatever. But they'd be like, the food is like, um, a lot of people will complain that the food is bland. Just like at the old folks' home, the nursing homes and stuff, because they got a lot of elderly customers. But, um, but it's not like, um, certain other local restaurants where everything is well seasoned. Like they will even have like fried fish or whatever that you taste it and it's like no flavor. But as I said, the is discounted at half price if you work there. And uh, I mean, I don't have like any other you know, that much of, opportunity. I don't have like a permanent home to go to with pots and pans and dishes and, food to cook. So that's why I figure it would be convenient if I ate there. They serve food anyway. And I'm wondering, why is it a problem for coworkers and one manager? The coworkers copying off the managers were bullying me and talking about, damn girl, you eating again? Like, what is wrong with that? I mean, but I don't know. The other employees, they'll eat lunch at work, but I guess, am I the only one that eats dinner as well? You know, but y'all judging me and trying to make me out to be greedy or fat or obsessed with food, and like some of y'all that's picking on me or whatever, if y'all are big, like you're bigger than me. If you be tall, like over 6 feet tall and 600 pounds, um, but I mean, it's like making me. I mean, like coming to work, like people being like bullies and jerks and assholes unnecessarily is what makes your job harder than the job itself. When it wouldn't have to be hard, but you try to manipulate for people to suffer even harder. You're not even gonna pay me. You're not even gonna pay me extra to stand up. You know. So, but I mean, the job would be just fine, the way it is. Well, why y'all had people sitting down rolling the silverware in the first place? But when candy comes, oh, it's unfair to everybody else, and now we have to change the rule. And that's what they do with the gang stalking. As I say, part of the workplace mobbing, they try to run you off the job. You know, excuse me. So I had already been on, trying to look around for another job. It's doggone sad. And then, that Shanice perp, she ruined my plan. You know, I probably would have been financially struggling a little bit, but I could have had a roof over my head and saving money. I could have had a roof over my head and saving, like a secure roof over my head and saving money. You know, but even if it weren't for Shanice, it probably would have had other perks to run me out of that hotel. So, and that's why I can't even have permanent housing being targeted. If they find ways to manipulate for you to be set back to be homeless and poor and broke and crying out for help. And then when you're at in the position where they got you, they kick back and laugh. You know. So um so I excuse me. As I say, I'm trying. I'm trying. Every time I try to better myself, the perps always knock me from off my spot and then put me back to square one with nothing and crying out for help. Somebody just emailed me and try to ask me, would you be willing to relocate to El Paso, Texas. Hell no, I'm staying home. I just left Texas. Fuck Texas. I mean, I had nothing but bad experiences in Texas. Traumatizing experiences in Texas. You know, I do not like, um, I don't like Texas. You know, so I gotta go now. And, yeah, so this was the only option I was able to get. And, I wish I could have had, you know, and I think that another reason why everything else was so booked, I heard that some people are still lingering around from Mardi Gras. So that could be a reason also, you know. And then they raised the prices, you know, because it's the weekend, you know. So that's the case as well. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they raise the prices. Sometimes on Sunday they will let the price go back down, you know. But I gotta go for now, and I'm trying to stay strong. I'll see y'all later on. I love y'all. Bye.